Hello, and welcome to another episode of No Small Roles, a D&D podcast where there are no small roles, and for the first time last episode, there was no mention of Twain Tide Tea.
Just re-record it.
Fix it in post.
I'm David Knight, your Dungeon Master, and I'm joined by these tea leaves. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hey. Whilst we all go and brew a cuppa, let's cue the theme tune.
Prepare your party of players and polyhedral dice. Your tragic backstory better be worth the sacrifice. Seize your sheets and D20. Let's play D&D. Your haggard character swaggers with daggers in each hand. You've all discussed what you must, but even better laid plans. Take a turn when checks are missed.
Roll initiative. Brandish your blades. Don't fail your saves. No risk too great, no choice to roll. This is your story. No guts, no glory. Confront your fate with every roll. Every
rises inside, one who will pay the price. Their chance of success or rest upon the dice. No risk too great, no choice too bold. This is No Small Roles.
So, after seeing an imposter Gwendolyn in the garrison library, the party gave chase, with the imposter slicing a guard's face whilst escaping. Gaius, Enkidu and Juna ran after the shapeshifter out onto the street, through a clothing shop and along the rooftops before losing them in the back room of the Wise Man's Nook. Realising that this was the Hex hideout, the trio suggested that the owner fetch the guards before they found a hidden entrance themselves. Meanwhile, Gwendolyn was apprehended and held by the guards until her thoughts were checked, and using his disguised self-projector, Orin took on the form of Arcanist Claine Yvette and convinced the guards that Gwendolyn was not who they were looking for. Heading out after their companions, they passed Targus, the owner of the Wise Man's Nook, informing the guards, as instructed, before changing his story and sending them off in a different direction. Strong-arming him, however, Gwendolyn forced him to lead them back to his tavern. With Ruana slipping through the secret entrance, Juna witnessed the Faceless Footman striking a deal with Jerick and being hidden in a carpet-laden wagon. With the party reuniting, Juna lied that she was part of the carpet job, and, along with Enkidu, was led round to the wagons and to Jerick, who confirmed that they were not his delivery drivers.
Jerick!
And that's where we pick up. So, Orin, disguised as Claine Yvette, is upstairs with Gaius and Gwendolyn, but down in a cellar filled with 3 wagons and Jerick and a load of carpets, Enkidu and Juna. You've just been told that you are not the delivery drivers.
I'm going to have a wink at Enkidu. She's going to just plant her quarterstaff on the floor. And how near is he to us?
He's probably about 20 feet away.
Brilliant. Then she is going to cast Phantasmal Force on him and make him believe that he is on fire.
Does he have to make a save for that? I hope so.
Intelligence saving throw.
So he rolled a 15 altogether.
Oh, he passed. Boo!
Message received, Miss Septhorn, and an Eldritch Blast him in the face.
Amazing, you make your attack roll.
That is a 21 to hit.
Oh, I mean, that hits, yeah.
That is 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Cool, as this blast spirals across the room, hits him, pushes him back into the wall behind the wagons. Can you both roll initiative, please?
Oh my god. Oh no, why have you two done this again with no one else nearby?
It's the fucking hex. There's no...
We couldn't do anything else. We need to catch this bastard.
Good initiative for once.
So, 25 to 20. 20 to 15.
18.
18 for Enkidu. Nice. 15 to 10.
12.
12 for Juna.
Yeah.
To be honest, I should have just asked the two of you what you got. I don't know why I did the whole countdown. First up, Targus, who is stood behind you both, grabs something in his pocket
What?
and slams it right into Enkidu's back. Enkidu, can you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
15.
15? Okay. There's a swirl of smoke from where he slammed it against your back that engulfs your head, and you just breathe it in, and for a brief moment, you think you're about to pass out, but you fight it back, waft it away, and you're fine. Targus is then just going to kick you in the shin for a roll of 15. What's your armor class?
And that is my armor class.
Cool. So he's not trying to hurt you as much as he is just trying to like buckle your knees so you're down on the floor. So you are technically prone at this point, even though you're sort of just fallen to your knees.
Oh my gosh.
But it is now Enkidu's turn.
How much does it cost me to stand back up?
Half your movement.
How long does Expeditious Retreat last?
Oh, I've got it as well. Hang on. I can look at my spells. 10 minutes.
10
Concentration.
minutes?
10 minutes.
I think it's
10
probably
minutes?
worn off by now, though, because you cast it when you were chasing
Yeah, I cast it from the library.
last episode, chasing a person, and then you've had to wait for everyone to arrive and things like that. So it probably has worn off.
That was a whole week ago, yeah.
I respect that you tried that, though, Daryl.
Had to make those 2 spell slots stretch. Well, I get 30 feet of movement. He's right behind me, so it's fine. I'll stand up and use the motion of me standing up to give him an uppercut right in his jaw.
Amazing. Make your attack roll.
You will be missed, guys.
It's a 13 to hit.
13 does not hit, unfortunately. I mean,
Bloody no.
it connects,
Right.
but he's a tavern owner who's kind of used to maybe taking on a fair few drunken thugs. So even though like you do catch him, it doesn't really affect him much.
Okay.
So out from the back of a wagon are the 2 people hauling carpets, who suddenly step on round. One of them picks up a crowbar from the floor, and both of them are going to come running towards the 2 of you
Oh my gosh.
and make attacks. Enkidu, what's your armor class?
15.
15. So one of them swings for you and completely misses. Juna, what's your armor class?
13.
One of them rolled a 15. So the other one, he just comes over and pulls a small knife from his pocket and just like swings towards you and slices you just up the arm as you try to defend yourself. So you take 3 points of damage. It is then your turn, Juna.
So we're being attacked from behind by Bari Keep,
Targus.
and then Jarik has come at us as well.
Jarek, but yeah.
Jarek has come straight for us.
Jarek is still currently back by the wagons. 2 people that were moving the carpets around and loading the wagons up have stepped forward to take you both on as well.
We are so out of our depth.
I did wonder why you started.
Yeah, you two have just sort of picked a fight with everyone by yourselves.
Have we not learnt that Juna and Enkidu will do shit when there's no one around?
Did we let them go?
I know, it's like, no, not by yourselves, you two. Not without supervision. Not without adult supervision.
I am gonna go for Bar Guy. I'm gonna turn around and chromatic orb out the end of my quarterstaff. Am I gonna do that? Is that a massive waste of a spell? Juna would do it. So Juna's gonna.
What would Juna do? That's on a t-shirt.
What would Juna do, yeah? 21 to hit.
21 hits, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just casual, yeah.
6 damage.
6 damage, nice.
And then as a bonus action, she is going to send Ruana up through the trapdoor to do her sitting on her hind legs. Come here to Gwen.
Well, the others are right the way round in the bar upstairs.
Yeah, it'll take her a while. but-
Okay.
but-
So yeah, it'll take her a small while, but you've sent her off and round. Cool. It is then Jarek's turn, and he is going to rush forward. Again, he's sticking his hands in his pocket, pulling something out, and throws. It looks like a small vial of white smoke. Throws that down on the floor, directly behind one of the hauliers, so that a large puff of smoke, white powdery smoke, fills the space around the 2 of them and around the 2 of you as well. Can you both make Constitution saving throws, please?
Oh my god.
Yeah, 10.
11.
So as soon as you start breathing this smoke in, there is something quite sweet about it, and
Hang on, is it magic?
technically, yes. Yes.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Anyway, you get
Sorry, David.
No, it's fine. As you're breathing it in, you relax. You feel quite happy,
Oh no!
and
We're frosted!
you just get the impression that
A frost bomb.
yeah, that you're just like, yeah, this is good. You don't really know why you're fighting these people. Like, well, you know why you're fighting them, and Jarek then just says, "Everybody stop fighting." And you think that's the best idea anyone's ever
Oh,
had.
I knew I loved you, Jarek. You're such a beautiful young chap. Oh, so peaceful and wise.
Okay, you two.
Fighting is never a good idea. Violence
No,
It's not, is it?
No.
All right. Why don't you four just lay out 2 carpets if you could, just on the floor, unroll them. Just go and get some carpets, lay them out on the floor, just here.
Enkidu, shall we get a carpet together?
Let's get a call.
Yeah.
What do you
Oh.
guys think? And I'm speaking to someone that no one can see. Like, do you guys think I should sleep as well? Let's get a carpet.
You just hear Enkidu, all of the voices in your head are like, ah! No. And you're like, oh, guys.
I've got this. We're gonna relax. It's all right.
Yeah, the 2 of you quite happily go and get some carpet. The 2 haulers as well. They lay 2 out, and then Jarek's like, all right, you chap with the sword and little lady there, why don't you both lay down in a carpet each?
Yep.
I've always wanted to lay down in a carpet.
You get Cleopatra.
Divine.
Yeah, we're just gonna roll you up for fun. How does
Oh,
that
that's
sound?
such fun.
It looks really
Such
warm,
fun.
that thing.
This is scary.
Oh, great. Wonderful. And yeah, the 2 of you lie down, the 2 haulers quite happily just slowly roll you in these carpets. It's quite restricting. You can just about breathe out of the top of the carpet, but you're rolled up, and then you hear through the muffled sounds, all right, everybody, why don't we just put them down on one of these wagons? Great. Yeah, okay. All right, well, let's just leave them there. You get little pats, and somebody, like a muffled voice goes, Just stay here. Have a sleep, why don't you, both of you? Just have a little sleep. And when you wake up, you can go on your way. How does that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
That sounds like the best idea I've ever heard.
All right, wonderful. Okay, well, you just relax here. We'll just put you on the back of a wagon. You're going to go for a nice ride. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff. Okay, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Fucking hell.
Oh my god.
It's gone well, hasn't it? It's gone well. Wrapped in a carpet.
Back upstairs. As you're sort of both waiting up there, after a small while, there's a little mouse comes running in.
Oh.
Comes up to Gwendolyn, falls on her dress, gestures with her little paw.
Rowana, is someone in trouble again?
Guy, as soon as he sees the mouse, just goes, "Yep, that's what we should have predicted would have happened."
Is there anyone else with us, David, or is it just the 3 of us?
Have you moved round into the main tavern room? Or did you stay in the storeroom?
We were told to wait in the tavern, so we were like, okay,
Yeah.
we'll play along with the ruse and we'll go to the tavern and wait.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there's another barman serving drinks and stuff, but there's actually only about 2 other tables have got people on. But they're all quite happily like keeping to themselves.
What's Rowana doing at the moment?
Just trying to get the 3 of you to follow her.
It looks like they might need some help.
I'm just gonna roll an insight just to see if I can. Nope. Okay.
I think we should follow Rowana.
Okay. Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, come on.
We're just 3 people walking out following a mouse.
Absolutely.
Yes. This way. Come on, you 2. I don't know.
Yes, Arcanist.
Yeah, right. Good. Yes, excellent. Yes, come on. Go.
Follow the mouse.
And you're led round back through the alley, down to a side street to a closed cellar door.
Closed.
Closed, yeah.
And the mouse is indicating that they're
Yep,
in the
she's
cellar
sort of
door?
like, scurries on top of it, sort of jumping up and down on it.
I think we should inspect the cellar. What do you 2 think?
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
Yes.
Okay.
Gwendolyn tries and opens it.
It's not locked. actually.
Oh.
But as you do open it, you see a ramp down into a larger cellar space, and you can hear talking. You can see Targus at one end having quite a frank argument with Jarek.
Perhaps we should see if we can overhear what they're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Make perception checks.
Each of us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. 8.
12.
That's gonna be an 11.
11. So between the three of you, it's fairly muffled. They're talking in like angry voices, but like quite low. Targus is clearly apologizing for something, and is mentioning the fact that there is an Arcanist upstairs. So this seemed like the best answer. And Jarek's like, fuck. We're gonna have to ship. We're gonna have to ship now. We're gonna have to ship whilst he's here, because then he won't be at the gate.
Is there anyone else in there with them besides the two?
Not that you can quite see from where you are.
Okay, I think we can take them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, you two are really like, good and strong in a fight, and I'll wait and see what happens.
Have you seen me in a fight?
Well, see, Rowana seems to think that they're in trouble. So if they're in trouble, there doesn't seem to be anything going on now. So where are Juna and Enkidu?
Okay, hang on 1 second. Okay, I'm just going to just check, because I'm going to send a message, but I don't know if I need to know the exact location of them, like the direction of them.
Whether or not you need to see them or anything like that.
I think we did it. I did it once where I pointed at Iris, and I think I did it with disadvantage because I didn't know exactly where he was.
Well, because there's no roll involved. I'd say it's...
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's absolutely fine if you want to...
That didn't happen then.
That didn't happen then, clearly. I thought that's definitely what happened.
Like, I think it's absolutely fine, guys, if you want to point down and, like, hope that you catch Enkidu or Juna.
Sure.
Keep spamming it till you hit them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll just see if I've got a signal down here.
Roll for signal.
Yeah, and that was a 13.
Yeah, I'd definitely let you have that, having rolled a 2 at my end.
So I'm just going to send a message and be like, hey, Juna, how's it going? Are you down here with all the carpets? Did you find the murderer? What's going on?
Do I hear that?
Juna, have you fallen asleep as you were told to?
I don't know. Should I roll for it?
If you want to, yeah. You might have started, but you also might be a little bit awake, drifting.
Cool. No, I'm not asleep. I got a 17 on a D20. Yeah.
Nice. So as you're sort of
I'm just sort of drifting off.
Cozily restrained in a carpet. Yeah, you just hear Gaius' voice come to you.
I'm having a lovely rest in a carpet. It's very snuggly. Just having a sleep in a carpet.
Okay. So, Juna is in a carpet. Presumably one of those carpets.
She's in a carpet.
And I can see there's a bulging of a carpet. Yep, that's probably going to be Enkidu. So, yeah, they're in the carpets.
Okay, that's why they didn't want us looking at the carpets then.
Yeah.
Maybe all the carpets are full of people.
Or
who's in the other carpets then?
Maybe the murderer's being smuggled out with one of them as well.
How many carpets are there, DM?
There's 3 full wagons of carpets, and more are being moved over as well. Rolled up, large carpets.
But currently there's no one inside here, apart from those two talking.
That you can see. From, again, because you're still up back at the entrance of it. You haven't even gone down into the cellar.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so do we try and see if we can sneak in there and get the jump on them? We don't know how many people are actually down there. Or do we wait until a wagon comes out? But if there's lots of wagons, how are we going to know which one Enkidu and Juna are in? And potentially the murderer?
Do we go in and pretend to inspect them or something?
Whilst you're still the Arcanist, how much longer are you going to be the Arcanist?
Let me have a think. How long have I been the Arcanist for?
Probably you've probably only about got 15 minutes left, I'd say.
Okay. I reckon I've got about 50 minutes left.
If you want to do that, Orin, I'll have your back.
Okay, maybe be prepared to jump them if this goes wrong.
Gwendolyn makes sure she has a dart in one hand and a spear in the other.
Amazing.
Okay, you go ahead, buddy.
So we're going to just storm down there, yes? With you at the forefront.
Yeah. What am I saying? I'm going to inspect the carpet. I need to inspect the carpets, or I know what's going on. It sounds like the consortium in the Hex might be paired up on this.
Yes, perhaps you want some bribes. Perhaps you want to make it more sneaky. You want them to keep you quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crooked
it is.
Okay,
let's go.
Okay, right. Let's do this. Yeah. Start walking down.
All 3 of you heading down.
I'm gonna wait a little bit until he goes down for a bit. Is it just one straight shoot down? If he walks to the left and they look that way, can I go to the right and sneak around them, or is it quite?
It's not like the ramp itself has got walls either side, so you can like hug a wall, but it is just the one ramp down.
Yeah, I'll just follow him then. If there's no other like sneakiness that I can do, then I'll follow along.
I'll be following along too to be protection for Orin, basically.
Needs it. So yeah, as the three of you stroll down confidently,
God.
Targus and Jarek seem to be finishing their conversation, walking back toward one of the wagons when the three of you suddenly appear and approach. And Targus turns around and goes, you guys should probably wait upstairs, sir. Sir, if you could kindly...
No. I think it's probably best that we come down and just have a little inspect, make sure everything is as agreed.
This is not none of the business I've been having with your colleague. So
this is nothing to do with that, you say?
No, sir. This is something entirely different. And Jarek sort of steps forward and goes, this isn't part of that.
Well, obviously, I know what my scholar has been discussing.
And then he chucks another bomb down. Can the three of you make Constitution saving throws?
Oh my god.
TPK.
As soon as like this like little vial collides with the floor and this puff of white smoke goes straight up all of your nostrils, you can just hear Jarek going, "Can you not see that fucking illusion? What's wrong with you?"
Didn't roll well.
This is terrible.
Sorry guys, he rolled really high on that check.
I got an 8.
12.
Natural 20. I'm very scared I'm going to be the only one in the room right now.
So, yeah, Orin and Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn, you're back in that happy state.
Oh, I remember
It's been a hot second,
this.
And Orin, it's really relaxing. Like, everything seems great. And Jarek straight away goes, everybody down on the floor, please.
Absolutely. I thought you'd never ask.
Gaius, do you...
Guy's going to immediately see what's happening and then go, oh, that floor looks so comfortable. And he will like fall straight to the floor and just be like hugging the floor, like, oh yeah, that's the good stuff. That's it.
Good stuff. And then Jarek instructs the two hauliers to grab three more carpets. All right, everyone, we're just going to have a nice little nap in some carpets. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds great.
Amazing.
Amazing. Lovely. 3 quite nicely woven carpets are laid out on the floor, one by one. He tells you each to lay down.
It's really nice material.
Lay down. It's a very nice pattern, actually, that's in each of them.
It's a little bit hypnotic.
All right, we're just going to roll you up then. Go on, everyone, roll along. Roll. This is fun, isn't it?
Roll it up. Yeah.
Gaius, do you play along right the way?
I'm going to play along and make sure that my flute is in a position where it's resulting in like my roll being a bit bigger than it would necessarily mean that I was like wrapped up tight, meaning there's some wiggle room for me to move around.
Absolutely. And then slowly and surely the three of you are dumped. Junerin and Kidu, you both feel like somebody's just put another body on top of you each. And there's a little bit squished. There's a sense that maybe you can't stay like this for too long. The air is slowly failing you, but you're still quite comfortable. Gaius, you're the last one to be put onto the pile. You can't see which wagon you've been put on. You can't see what has happened. You can't hear much, but you do eventually hear Jarek's voice again going, all right, everybody, if you could just relax here for a couple of hours. We're just going to take you on a little ride and then dump you out somewhere else. How does that sound, everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing. That's what I've always wanted.
Great stuff. All right, okay, well, you just sit tight there, don't worry. If you want to have a sleep, it'll all wear off in a couple of hours, all right? Good stuff.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going off to sleep now.
Gaius, as you're the only one, compos mentis, as we say, what are you doing? Are you going to wait there? You can hear movement quite a lot outside. You can hear talking. You can't hear what's being said, but whatever the plan had been is clearly being like pushed forward a little bit more.
He said a couple of hours, so I presume then we're leaving the gates. I would just wait until the sounds of maybe like the streets and things gives way to countryside and farms and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's after about sort of 15-20 minutes of just lying there, you all feel the wagon starting to shift and move. And again, occasionally it gets a little bit uncomfortable. Your lungs get a little bit tight where you've got people pressing down on you. And a few hours later...
Can I just ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
How was Ruana affected? I just want to make sure she's with us.
Oh, yeah.
She can bamf into interdimensional space, can't she?
Yeah, I can imagine because she's... make a check for her anyway. Make a constitution check, just in case.
She rolled an unnatural 1.
What? Oh, right. Oh, my gosh. That's awful.
So she's, as best she can, been following all of the instructions, and she's snuggled like into Gwendolyn's neck in her carpet along with her, because she's been told to go lie down in a carpet, and she's like, okay.
That's a
desperately
horrendous
want
roll.
fan art of
That
Gwendolyn
is
and Ruana the mouse.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I say, it's about 15 minutes of waiting there, and then the wheels start moving of this thing, and probably about an hour later, the sounds of the city start going off. There is a brief moment, which Gaius, you're assuming is the city gate, in which the wagon is checked. You can hear some conversation, like the wagon stops for a good 5-10 minutes, and there are people sort of coming round, checking it, and then the wagon carries on moving again.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know how far this thing goes because he says they've got business with them. I think once we get out of the city gates, that's when I'll like start to shuffle. I'll push my loot below my feet, and with the extra bit of wiggle room, I'll try and pop up so my head eventually like slips out of the end of the rug. What do I see?
So the wagon is leaving the city. On the opposite side, you don't recognize any of the streets of the buildings. And from the position of the town itself with a nearby forest, you realize that you're coming out of the northern side, whereas you'd arrived at the southern side. Having a quick look around from like one end, you can see the pile of carpets that you're on. You can see that the road and the town drifting away from you. And that's really about it. The weather's quite nice today, which is nice. It's sort of pushing. It's probably about midday by this point.
Are we in a convoy?
No, you seem to be a solo wagon.
Just a one person riding that wagon.
You go from the end that you've pushed your head out. You can just see the back end of the wagon, so you can't see the driver at all.
Okay.
But you can hear a horse like sort of pulling you along.
Okay, I will like shimmy myself out of the carpet.
Make a strength check, or I suppose a dexterity check.
Oh, thank God for that. That's gonna be 11.
11, that's enough. Like, it takes you a fair while, sort of 10 minutes of like just easing the carpet so you've got a little bit more space. And at the same time, you can occasionally feel, as you're sort of pushing down to try and give yourself like just that little bit extra wiggle room, you can occasionally feel the fact that you're like pushing down on somebody's face or like, and you're like, you don't want to lean on them too much. So you ease your way out and you manage to get one arm free, push yourself right out, and the other one comes out as well. To the point that, yeah, your whole torso is sort of hanging out off the end of the wagon.
I'm going to push myself all the way out where I can actually like move about myself and I am free of the carpet.
And you do, and you flop right the way out onto the road behind the wagon.
Oh, gosh. And I'll quickly get to my feet and like run behind and then hop back onto the cart.
Yeah. It's not going like a great speed. No. It's sort of like trotting along. So quite easily you run up, jump on the back. Peeking up behind over the carpets, you can see that it's just a solo driver. Sort of his back to you, sort of wearing sort of a nice traveller's coat, a little sort of tricorn hat on.
I'm gonna very gently pull out my loot from the carpet. I'll have to tune it a little bit because the carpet has like shoved it together, so I'm very carefully like tuning it. And then I'm just going to play a very soft ditty, a lullaby, and we'll cast sleep on the driver. At first level.
Nice. Cool, yeah, roll your dice.
So we've got 6, 9, 14, 20, 21. So if he has 21 points or lower, then he goes to sleep.
So as you sort of like, you're sat there and you start playing this really soft tune, you just see him turn around to look at you for a moment. And then he gets really drowsy and so his head just sort of slumps onto his chest. The horse doesn't stop, like the reins just sort of like loosely in his hands, just rest on his on his knees. You just hear
The horse is going down a straight route. It's going to be a while. I don't think it's going to be weaving or waving for a while. So I'm just going to just like unroll my friends one at a time. See if they're all still intoxicated.
There's not a huge amount of space on the back of the carpets, on the back of the wagon. So are you getting rid of carpets to get to them?
All right, then in that case, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some rope that's in my explorer's pack and tie the guy up.
Yep.
Once he's tied up and everything, I will pull on the reins, stop the horse, which I presume wakes him up, but he's gagged at that point. And then I will like assess which rug has got my friends in it. I'll drag them out, sometimes a little bit uncomfortably. I mean, June is quite easy to pull out because she's quite light, but maybe someone like Enkidu or Gwen, because she's so tall, I accidentally like drop the carpet down, presuming it's their feet, and I hear a grunt, which means that I've just dropped it on their head, and I'll unroll them to see their current condition.
And one by one, the four of you are laid out on the ground, rolled out to see Gaius checking you over.
Oh, hello, Guy.
Alright,
Gaius.
Hi,
Hey, guys.
Hello.
You're so beautiful. You should take your mask off.
Okay, I just want to assess something here, guys. I want you to give me... hang on. Enkidu, give me your scimitar. I want you to keep your scimitar.
Okay.
Okay, that's not good. Gwen.
Let's take it.
Gwen, I want you to promise me that you will never go and try and find your mother.
I'm never going to try and find my mother, I promise.
Okay, that's equally not good. Juna, next time we go by a stream, can you just dump all of your Twain-Tide tea?
Oh, absolutely. That sounds like a great place for making Twain-Tide.
Oh, God. Okay. Okay, come on, Oren, buddy. Come on. Oren, can you do me a favor? You know you're like nice little dragon?
Yeah?
Do you mind if I smash it up? I've just got a feeling, I just fancy smashing something up and it looks like a great...
Yeah, shall I turn it on for you first to make it more fun?
So you want me to smash it then?
Yeah.
You don't mind me smashing it?
No.
Did you want this sheathed or unsheathed? I'm confused. Should probably be safety first.
Is there a river around? I'll dump my Twain-Tide now.
Okay, there's so many conflicting things in Chris right now. She's like, right, let's hear everyone's backstory. Here we go. But at the same time, Guy is very aware of the consent aspect, and he's just like, oh, okay, everybody. What we are gonna do is we are gonna find a stream. We're gonna dunk our heads, and we're gonna get a nice fresh bit of water. Do I know anything?
Oh, Twain-Tide water.
Not right now, no.
I could chuck the dragon
Tide is
in there.
not far from here. That would be.
Can I just clarify, DM? I don't know anything about frosting, do I?
We must have told you.
Make a
must have
beyond
told
what
you.
they've told you. Make a history check.
But Gwen was frosted when you saw her, right?
Yeah, she was still frosted.
That was a 6.
Okay, so you've not had any personal history with it beyond what's happened like in game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a kind of drug that just makes people incredibly suggestible and like willing to do whatever is asked of them.
Okay, guys, listen. I'm going to be honest with you here, and I need you to pay real good attention.
Yeah.
You are currently very suggestible. You have had some drugs.
If you say so.
You are not yourself.
I believe you.
And therefore, we need to make
Okay,
sure that you have a fresh like a mindset. So does anybody think of any good ideas of how we could, like, make those effects go away?
Twain-Tide?
No,
Yeah.
that's not going to do it.
You said we should dunk our heads in a river.
Yeah, maybe like
Yeah.
like okay, like
Yes.
it's DM. Do I hear
I
any
think we should do
running
that.
water or anything like that?
Make a perception check.
God, please, I don't actually know what to do. Yes. Okay, that's going to be 15 plus my 4, which is going to be 19.
19, yeah. So you climb on the back of the wagon, just have a very quick scan of the horizon, and you can just see like the edge of a river, bit of a stream, probably about half hour's walk away, like 15 minutes if you're going to use the wagon.
I'll take them over there now, just for sake of brevity. Take them over there. Da 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 da. Okay, guys, look. What I want you to do is I want you to dunk your heads in that water, and I want you to put your head in that water for about a good 30 seconds. Okay?
All right.
Honey,
Yeah.
as long as you can before you have to come off a breath. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sounds
okay.
good.
Competition.
Yeah.
Are you going to
Okey-dokey.
do it?
Oh, yeah.
But you're not allowed to drown yourself, okay? That's the fun. That's the challenge. So just
Okay.
as long
Right,
as you
I
can.
won't
No
do that.
drowning.
I won't do that. No drowning.
dunk my head in.
Yeah, same. Dunk.
Head in.
Yeah, all 4 of you, one by one. You're just like, yeah, face right the way in. It's kind of holding your breath as long as I can. And you pull up. You still feel much the same. So you've got a wet head now.
Should we do it again?
My hair is so wet.
Yeah, my goggles are wet.
Gwendolyn's just like swinging around her wet plait.
Oh, that's a good idea, Gwen. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Orin.
What, swing around your wet plait, Orin?
Try. Don't have one.
Yeah, Juna starts swinging her hair around as well.
I'll use this. I'll hit the murderer with my wet plait.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The murderer in the carpet.
Okay, guys, just a suggestion here then. Just 2 ways we could go about this. One is that we never return to that town and we carry on with our journey. Or we go back and we kick ass and we get Bessie and we see if we can reveal this whole weird conspiracy that's going on. Now, there's 2 options there, so I'm giving you an open choice rather than it being a closed, this is what I want to do. So
I love
good.
both of those suggestions.
All your ideas are good, Gaius.
Both of them. It's brilliant.
Right,
Yes.
whatever you think is best.
Both
I'm
options.
100% on board.
Chris, head in hands, dealing with 4 people, just saying yes.
Or we could do both at once.
Let's
like,
do
Yes. Let's
Yeah.
split the party.
yeah, we should split the
Have
party.
a plan B, like Miss
Yeah.
Sebthorn says.
Yeah.
Let's do
Nice.
both. Let's never go there and also go there and have adventures.
Yeah.
Orin. Okay, not you, because that's going to be mean. But Enkidu, you can handle this. And I will smack him across the face. Ooh. How's that? How'd you feel?
I felt familiar.
God damn it.
And he starts laughing.
Okay.
Can I have
Nope,
a
not starting now.
Kinky fellow.
I
You're a
want
kinky
one
fellow.
too. I feel left out.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, this is what we're going to do.
Gwendolyn tries to slap somebody who's closest to her.
No, we're not starting this. Oh, God.
I want to.
stopping.
Oh, okay. If you say
Go on,
so.
Gwen, you can slap me.
No, we're not doing this. We're not playing Happy Slapsies. Listen, okay, guys.
Guys,
this is the
we're
thing.
not allowed to play
No,
Happy Slap.
we can't
You're not
play.
doing-
That's
okay,
No.
that's
No.
naughty.
Slapsies, no.
Don't do what Guy says.
Okay,
what
this is what I want to do.
Gaius is such
Yeah.
a good leader.
Yeah, he is.
I am. And you should all remember that next time we get gold, and then we can, when we split it equally, like, just remember, I'm a really good guy, so maybe give me a bit more. But anyway,
Okay,
gold?
okay, yeah.
You can have my gold.
no,
Yeah,
I don't want
my
your gold. That was
gold.
a joke. Okay, listen, guys, this is what we're going to do. Clearly, sleep is the only good thing here, but I'm all out of spells to do, so we're going to just spend a nice night in the woods, okay? We're going to spend a nice time in
Okay.
the woods, get there with fresh eyes and fresh minds, and...
I love the woods. Maybe there'll be another witch to help us.
Maybe.
Yes, though, I have
If
a
only.
problem.
If only. And I'm looking at Rwanda there, like, if only.
Ruana just is like
trying to slap someone.
Oh my god! Forget what I was about to say. That's what she's doing.
A tiny mouse trying to slap people.
Little mouse slaps.
Okay, guys, this is what we're going to do. What I want you to do is,
Yeah.
Rwanda, stop it. Rwanda. Stop it, the tickles. You guys all get in the cart, and then we are going to, you're going to have like a little nappy nap.
Yeah.
It might be today, it might be tomorrow, but you'll wake up and you'll feel a whole lot better. That's right. Come on.
Oh yeah. Oh, lovely.
Should we
Guys,
get
I
back
really
in the
want to,
carpet?
but there's some
Yeah.
people shouting in my
Gaia, should we
head.
go back inside the carpets?
Yeah, just get a little covered under the carpets. You don't need to be like,
Okay.
just in case you have to get up quickly.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
everyone.
Right, you guys get it there.
We're going to sleep.
Yeah.
We'll go
No
to sleep,
shouting.
guys. I
sleeping.
alone will look after you and be your guardian. That is
Thank
sick,
you.
twisted, deviant God has destined me to do.
I mean, blame the dice gods.
I'm glad you're looking out for us, Guy.
I
Yeah.
wonder what happened to the murderer.
Yeah.
Me too. I saw them get into a carpet.
I
didn't.
Us, we got into a
Ruana
carpet.
did, yeah.
We got into
Maybe
the
they're
carpet.
having a lovely time in the carpet too.
This carpet?
I don't know.
Are they in this carpet?
It was in one of the wagons that Ruana saw.
Guy's hairs on the back of his neck just stand on end as he just slowly turns towards the cart. Is there anything moving in that cart?
Make a perception check.
Oh!
That's a 17.
No. No, it's just
Oh my
But I am going to go up to the driver,
Mhm.
and he's awake, I presume, because I shoved him around. And stuff.
Yeah, and he's struggling with the binding that you've done, but you've tied it pretty tight. So
I'm just going to get out my dagger. I'm just going to hold it against his stomach.
Mhm.
Listen, you motherfucker. If you even think about messing with me right now, I will slit your throat from ear to ear. Do you hear me? He's just going to curl his finger down and go, listen. I didn't really mean that. I'm really sorry. This is just an inconvenient time for me, and like all my friends are really drugged up and stuff, and I'm feeling quite nervous and I'm feeling quite like, vulnerable right now. But I just want to make sure that you're cool with like not attacking me or something. Is that cool? You okay?
yeah, I didn't even realize that there were people back there. So I've just been told to deliver these carpets. So if you could not kill me, that would be great.
Okay, so like you're not part of the hex.
I mean, I don't ask any questions. I just drive the carts places. I don't know what's going on.
Can I? Is he telling the truth?
Make an insight check.
I want to know if he's the truth, and also if I know anything like is his face shifting or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be a 13.
He does seem to be telling the truth, from what you can tell, that he's just a hired driver. And like this entire situation is beyond him. There's that like sheer panic in his face. He's tied up. You've got a knife to his stomach. Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth.
Okay, I'm going to put the knife away. I'm just going to be like, okay, I'll undo the ropes and stuff and be like, look, buddy, you just need to go on your journey, crack on, keep going down there. I'll give you here's a gold, and here's some rations, and you go have a merry life, but don't return to the city, okay?
Okay, I'll keep going the way I was going.
Yep, you'll do that. On foot. This is our cart now.
He sort of looks back at the cart. I mean, if I don't turn up with the cart, there's no point in me going that way.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, we'll do this. We'll do this then. You give me two rugs, and my sleeping friends, and you go on your way, okay?
Okay.
Okay, capiche. All right. I'll take these. Well, what? Yeah. Ah.
Yeah, and he almost like helps you like unload 2 of the rugs as well. And then he's like, as soon as he's like clear of you, gets back on. I think it's like, thank you for not stabbing me.
Yeah, it's okay. Just be careful who you get employed by next time, okay? Because like there were some bad people.
Okay. And then like cracks the reins and like carries on down the road.
We're not still on the cart, right?
I know,
No,
right?
you're all down by the river, aren't
I
you?
was about to say, yeah.
Yeah. So like basically, there's like now I'm making like a quick camp. There's 2 rugs, and there's my friends that were just sleeping on the rugs.
Mhm.
And we're by the river, and we've got all our stuff.
And everyone has a nice short rest.
Yep.
Grace here, keeping you updated with all things No Small Roles related. There is still time to send in your questions for Gwendolyn and Gaius. Superfan Sam will be quizzing Chris and I on the 18th of February at 8 p.m. GMT for the next instalment of No Small Questions. So if you have a question and you'd like it to be considered, you can get them to us via social media. We are at No Small Roles on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook you can find us by searching No Small Roles, roles spelt ROLLS. And if you would like to join us live in the Zoom where it happens, you can sign up for our Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/No Small Roles to subscribe and get your invite to join us on the 18th of February. All new patrons get a shout out right here when they sign up. And this week's No Small shout out goes to podcast connoisseur Stuart Townend. Thank you so much, Stuart. We've been enjoying your tweets about the show, and we are delighted to have you rolling with us as a patron. Sending big rolls to you. We are thrilled to see that we have new listeners joining the adventure all the time. So if you are loving No Small Roles and you want to just keep helping us grow, then we'd certainly appreciate it if you could give us the odd retweet, perhaps recommend us to your own adventuring party. And should you choose to drop us a review on places like Podchaser and iTunes, that is also a fantastic way of helping more fabulous listeners like yourselves find our show. But that is all from me for now. Let's get you back to the action.
Yeah, it's probably about an hour and a half later that everybody, some of you might have fallen asleep, doing whatever it is you feel like is the best thing to do. Even the slightest suggestion from Gaius to sit still, you're like, yeah, okay. But yeah, about an hour and a half later, you all start coming round. The effect starts wearing off. Mm-hmm. It's a slow process, but eventually you are back in control of yourselves again.
My head. No. I remember this feeling.
What happened?
Where are the rugs?
Was the cot?
Well,
The murderer? The hex? What?
Where are
Yeah, the murderer.
You've not forgotten anything. Like
right.
you can remember it all.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still, where
That doesn't affect your memory, but like,
Where
yeah.
is this?
Where's the murderer?
Well, Ruana saw them getting into one of these wagons.
So they could be anywhere.
Did she see which wagon?
She did. Which wagon was it, David?
One of the three.
Oh my gosh.
They all look pretty similar.
They all look pretty standard for wagons, and all three were being loaded with carpets.
But
So
I'm going to assume it's not the one we were on because
Is there any way of finding out where the other two went? Or
well,
I have some idea. I don't know. Can I guess that we're heading northeast out of the city?
yeah, like having a quick stand around, and especially with Gaius sort of explaining what he saw
Okay.
on the way out. Like, yeah, you reckon you're probably like northeast of Rostal, and you can still just about see the red brick buildings. Probably about 2-3 hours walk away though.
Back to the town.
To the town, yeah.
Crazy idea. We possibly might have discovered what Master Ilwyn has sent us to find, what he was concerned about. He was concerned that the consortium were up to something, plotting something. The Hex are supplying Lord Rostal with frosting to recruit his army. And we were heading northeast. And what is northeast of here, friends? Forlos Vale, the Lord's Assembly, where both Berian, who is using the frosting, and also Lord Rostal conveniently are assembled.
how do we know that Lord Rostal's to do with the frosting?
Yeah.
Well,
don't know.
Lord Rostal's conveniently not around while this murderer is going around killing people in his hometown. What was he doing about it?
But also, do we know that Rostal is in with Berian?
I think they don't. It's not for sure yet.
No, it's not for sure yet. Just a guess. It's just a guess.
I think if I'm honest with you, like from what you guys told me briefly, like when we were back there, that like one, the murderer was paid the Hex guy to get him out of the city, so there wasn't necessarily like a thing going on there. But
oh, damn it!
I don't think there's like a conspiracy thing here.
Well, the tavern owner did not seem very happy for Yvette to see what was going on.
Yeah, when we went up to them, they said something about Yvette's colleague, Scholar.
Did they?
Oratrix, I assume.
Oratrix,
by if they said colleague, so perhaps they've got something going on with the Hex.
I don't think the Arcanist knew what was going on. I think it was his apprentice, his junior, has got some little side deal, some little side hustle going on.
The boring one who we didn't meet.
Here's another question: If the Arcanist was instrumental to catching the faceless murderer, how did they escape the execution? They check. They can Kalain can read thoughts, so it should have been easy to find the captured murderer. But they were out running around through the library.
And that was the reason why I didn't stop us at the gate and call the guards. Because I just feel like that town there, yeah, it's full of people not telling the truth. And I don't want to get sucked into that. And we've got a job to do. And like, that place is scaring me with Consortium and Hex stuff. And I just think the reason why I wanted to get out of the city was just so like you guys could have a clear head and we could talk about this. But I'm also worried if we do go back there and stop kicking up dust, it's going to come back and grit in our teeth rather than like help something out. So my suggestion is that we get Bessie and get the hell out of Dodge.
But we'd have to re-enter the city to get her.
Yeah, she's outside the main town.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, Guy parked her at the Flying Philly.
Wait, what about the horses we just had?
They've gone with the driver and the
And
car.
they're heading down the road.
Ah, damn it.
We have these 2 lovely carpets, though.
They are quite charming as carpets go.
They're quite comfy, but they're quite big as well.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad for the guy. He was just
What we're
doing the
gonna do
job.
with
We've
them.
all been there. We've all been service people. You know what I mean? No one should be rude to service people in general. That's my outlook on life. I'll say that again. No one should be rude to service people. It's just my thoughts.
I think couldn't
that's-
agree more.
Very good guy.
Right.
Yes.
All right.
Well, at least I suppose the people of Rostel are going to be safe because the murderer seems to have gotten away. Is that what we think?
Yeah, so
I
there's now
guess.
just a murderer at large instead.
Yes.
Anyway. Where?
Exactly. Paid by the Hex. Supplying frosting to powerful people in the kingdom. Great.
Well, maybe not necessarily just supplying
Well-
frosting. Was there any?
No.
Did we see any sort of exchange of frosting?
I tried to give someone some frosting.
How did that work out?
You're part of the conspiracy.
We had the effect on us, and people have it. But did we see anything to do with the murderer being given that sort of thing? Juna?
No,
No.
no, it was the murderer being bundled up in the carpets. It looked like they were making a getaway.
Again, I think the murderer was just like, an opportunist, a sole agent who was doing their own thing. And then, of course, they probably knew about the Hex's hideaways and stuff because,
Yeah.
criminal syndicates and whatever. And just basically use the services of the Hex to escape the city
Yeah.
undetected.
Did they look like they were on the same side?
And what are they going to do next?
Kill Rustle.
Well, Jerick and the murderer seemed to have a deal. They were talking, and there was an exchange of money
Which way? From
from the murderer to Jerick.
so he was employing, or they were employing the services of the Hex.
Yeah, just
Essentially.
basically being like, get me out of the city, I suspect.
And then Jerick was doing them a solid and getting them on a car, and there's obviously drugged us to stop us from getting in the way.
And we know that the Hex deal in frosting. I mean, we've experienced that in the past.
And other things.
Have we? No, we haven't. That's not true. We haven't had experience of the Hex dealing in frosting, have we?
Not yet.
Yeah, the stuff with Deacon.
But that wasn't the Hex. That wasn't the Hex. That
Alex
was,
Ludder.
Alec.
That was Alec Ludder.
And
who
Alec
wasn't
Ludder
the
got a
Hex.
warning from the Hex, so Alec Ludder was
Yeah.
working separately.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. No, you're
But
right.
maybe because Ludder was getting in
Trying
on
to
the
take
Hex's
over
business.
It. Yeah, he's trying to take
Yeah.
over the operation of it. So they
In
killed
my
him.
experience of the Hex in the past, do they deal in frosting?
Make a history check.
thought it's like magical items is their deal.
Yeah, it is.
17.
17. So your experience is that they get involved in anything that gives them control and power of the underworld, of like the criminal underworld, not
Yeah.
the underworld. So yeah, quite often, and partly the name, the Hex, comes from their prevalence of sort of smuggling magical items, but you've known them to push in on other criminal territories as well, not just exclusively magic items.
Okay.
So what's the next move then, gang? Are we like, the murderer has gotten away? Really bad luck there. Like, the murderer got away. We don't know where they went, north, south, east, or west. And like I said, going back there is just going to be really scary and dangerous for us. So, like, might as well move on with our mission, which is to go and find the you-know-who wanted us to go and have a look at.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the Golden Forest.
I just have a bit of a concern that no one else in the city knows that the murderers escaped, right?
No.
Yeah, so, like, the
No,
person
yes.
who's going to the gallows, yeah, but, like, hey, like, what can we do about that? We got no proof.
No, we don't.
Well, they didn't have anybody going to the gallows because it was the murderer that had escaped out of the cell. So
That's true, yeah.
it seemed from what me and Oren saw that nobody innocent was going to be sent to the gallows.
Oh, well, that's good. That's the main thing. Yeah.
And the city's just going to go back to thinking that there could be a faceless person wandering around the city.
Right.
Yeah.
Trust no one.
Somebody could be scapegoated.
I'm still concerned about the faceless footman's target. They were caught in the Red House in Rostel's Manor.
Well, they've killed 20 to 30 people.
Yeah,
It wasn't
the
like an
Alchemist said.
assassination. It was like it was just like a sort of killing spree sort of thing.
But they were doing that to cover up something else, perhaps, in their mind, from what we had our conversation with Klain.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So they were working themselves up to a bigger, more obvious target. Maybe the smaller targets were disguising the bigger target. And they didn't know that Rostel was not in the town. Maybe they're heading up northeast now to complete their mission, perhaps.
We don't know that they're going northeast, though. If they're in a different carpet wagon, they could be heading anywhere. Guy, did you see where the other wagons were going?
No, I was wrapped up with you guys. All I know was what I heard, which was going out of the city. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see anything else.
Gaius, we owe you our lives. We could easily have been killed. So easily.
Thank you, Guy, for taking care of us.
Thank you, Guy.
Well, it's weird to say, but I think you guys would have done the same for me. I know you guys would have done the same for me, actually, and that's a weird thing for me to self-realize right now, but, oh yeah, of course.
Oh, Gaius.
I'd like to save your bacon just as well as mine, and, so don't worry about it. It's not a thing. Doing that right. All in the line of duty.
Well
Oh,
done.
guys.
Well done.
Friend.
And I'm glad you didn't make me smash up my dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was so close to asking people things about their past. I was so close. We are such a shifty lot.
Thank you, Guy, for not doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. It just didn't feel right without you guys, like, being, 100% you.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, are we getting Bessie then and moving on, or what's the crack?
I think
What's
that's the
plan?
only thing we have. We can't track down the murderer yet. We need to keep our ears out. The consortium and the Hex seem to have something going on with Klane's assistant, so there's corruption going on there. We don't know who we can trust. I think it's probably useful information for Heron, of course.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure Heron would be very interested to hear about that, whatever's going on there. But perhaps we ought to press on with going to investigate this forest.
Which shouldn't
Yeah.
be far from where we are now.
Gwendolyn gets out her map. And she's trying to work out where they actually are.
So you're just north a little bit of Rosthall. Rosthall is, right on the border of the Lake Ward, so you've probably by this point crossed into the Lake Ward itself.
Okay.
So Forlos Vale is actually more directly east rather than northeast.
Okay, cool.
And north of where you are is the Golden Forest and Lake Dravane. Before that, no other main cities marked on in your direct path to the Golden Forest. You could take a slight detour toward Medravane, but there are a few villages dotted around here and there, but none of them that have been named on the map.
We can press on northward, make our way to the Golden Forest, and see if we can find out anything about what's being hidden there.
Yeah?
We should probably also get in touch with Heron as well. We need more information. He might provide some insight. We don't know.
Perhaps.
How do we get in contact with him?
Well, I pull out my book.
Oh, of course.
Perhaps this time we messaged the butler, though, instead of
Yeah.
Heron.
Yes.
I think you're right, Gwen.
Good idea.
That's good thinking. I think we fill him in on what we've discovered so far, yeah?
Yes. And also the main question is, do we go back? Well, if we're close enough to go get Bessie.
Yeah, I think we need to get Bessie. We can't leave Bessie.
Guy, do you know how close we are to where you left her?
DM?
Round to the south side of the city. So it'll probably take you a couple of hours to walk down and round, given the city a wide enough berth. Get to Bessie and then ride her back. The whole trip will probably take about 3-4 hours.
Bloody hell.
That's okay.
Either that or Orin can send a message to them and then we can say we'll pay up when we come back.
That could get really expensive.
It could get very expensive.
We're paying a gold a night to stable her there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. And those sound like very swanky stables.
I think we just go and get Bessie, I think.
Yep.
That would
yep.
be my
Yeah.
vote.
We will go faster with Bessie.
Okie dokie, let's go get Bessie.
So, you all set off, and like I say, it's a couple of hours to get sort of round the city. When you do sort of start edging in towards the Flying Filly, there is again quite a lot of panic in the people around. People have started shutting up their doors and their windows, keeping an eye. By the gate, you can see that there's a small crowd of panic. The guard are letting people out slowly as people are being checked inside. There's enough of a commotion and things happening that it's actually quite safe for you to come round, collect Bessie, pay up just the 2 gold pieces, one for yesterday, one for today. Not been there long. And then leave the city again with her.
Okay.
Do we, whilst we're doing it, do we hear any
Yeah.
conversation
You
on
hear the words. Yeah.
anything?
Any conversation that you do hear is entirely speculation. There is news that they've had to lock down the city because the faceless footman has escaped, and that's it. And almost as soon as people start mentioning that, the paranoia starts spreading between the people having the conversation, and then they get really odd with each other every time you stop to listen. So the conversations are actually quite short.
Yeah, I can imagine those kind of weird conversations when everything gets locked down. I can just about stretch to how that would feel.
David, when you say people are being inspected at the gates,
Mm-hmm.
can we see in what way they're getting inspected at the gates?
Not from the outside, but you can see that people are being let out slowly, and there is a small crowd of people just outside waiting for other people to come out.
Okay.
And you get the impression from the speed that they're coming out that they're being checked, but you can't quite see what the check is.
And there's lots of people around sort of milling around talking.
Yeah.
Can I just gently mill into a group
Yeah.
and just sort of, after hearing a couple of speculative rumours, just go, I heard they've smuggled themselves out in a carpet.
Make a... I'll let you decide whether or not that's a persuasion or a deception.
It's persuasion.
Roll
Okay.
for gossip.
Roll for gossip, exactly.
Gossip roll. My gossip score is...
Jenny
let me
check.
see.
Jenny check. Yeah.
16.
16. That does cause a bit of a stir. People are like, oh, no, but I saw a thing with a couple of wagons with carpets come out.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah?
what if who did you hear that from?
Well, I've heard there's dodgy stuff going on down at the Wise Man's Nook.
Oh, I don't know if I've just been trying to get in for trade, but that's not good.
Yeah.
You should probably go and tell the guard.
Yeah. Oh, no, maybe you should.
I didn't. I've just heard it from you, so that doesn't.
Yeah, no, but I've heard several other people saying it.
And somebody else nearby is like, I'll go and talk to the guard. Okay,
Yeah, I think you should.
excuse me, come on through. Excuse me. Oi, oi. And yeah, like you can see this other crowd members start just chatting away suddenly with the guard, and the guard's like, no, shut up, go away. But then at the same time, there are like 3 or 4 other people also crowding in on the guard, like offering their own advice. So you don't know how far the rumor is going to spread.
Yeah, I'd just like to just take a few minutes, if I can, just to go around a couple of other groups and just say the same thing again.
I love gossip.
Orange.
Just
Orange.
to plant some little seeds that the carpets are being used to smuggle people out, and that there's dodgy stuff happening at the Wise Man's Nook. Just to slightly mess with the hex.
Yeah, those rumors do start being passed around. They do start making their way forwards, but occasionally you get like people arguing back, being like, no, they're clearly checking everybody coming out. I think they'd check the carpets. Like, there's an arcanist in there. What are you talking about? But the rumors, like, there are people that are panicked enough to go and keep spreading those rumors forward to other people in the crowd and to the guards themselves.
Let's go back to the group. Yeah, looking slightly smug.
So yeah, once you all gather up again, you get Bessie. Which direction are you headed then?
North.
North.
Towards the Golden Forest.
Yeah.
Yep, so the ride north for the rest of the day, by the time you've got Bessie and are like heading out again, it's probably pushing toward dinner time, if not a little bit later. So once you're far enough away from the city, like you've stopped to eat some food, are you going to push on into the night a little bit or just rest up?
It's been the day.
Yeah, rest up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make us some dinner. I'll put the kettle on.
Gwendolyn does the security as usual. She will always, whenever they're camping outside, she'll always do the security.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you find a nice little copse of trees, 4 or 5 tall silver birch type things. Park yourself down. Gwendolyn marks the area out. Juno, what's for dinner?
What's around?
Not a lot. To be honest, there's a lot of bushes. There's a lot of berry type things. Make a survival check.
Yeah.
Any talkative squirrels?
Don't worry about it. 4.
Yeah, you go looking for something a little bit more substantial, but unfortunately, yeah, it's mostly like berries and leaves on the bushes in the area. You can't even spot any fruit trees exactly where you are.
I think I'll cook up some of our rations
Oh,
then.
yeah, we've all got some rations, haven't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
we've got made sure
So-
we're well stocked.
I'll cook us some macaroni cheese.
Oh, yeah. Just add water, yeah.
Just add water, macaroni cheese. And I will, minor illusion, just a bit of parmesan and a bit of nutmeg so that it tastes really nice.
Yeah, it's all about that.
Nice.
I'll
placebo effect.
prestidigitate my portion
Oh,
so
yeah.
it actually tastes like what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you rest up. Who's taking first watch?
Before we take a watch, I'll pull out the book of notes, if I may.
Yep.
When we're having dinner or something, and just sort of say, okay, I'm going to write this letter then. So I'm going to write it to Scholar Heron Ilwyn's butler, Nurum. So I'm telling him that we think Scholar Oratrix is involved with the hex,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm telling him, what am I telling him about Clane?
Clane is either oblivious or in on it, as he is free with reading minds. It's funny that his assistant is getting away with it under his nose.
That's true.
So he's one to watch.
Yeah, okay. So I'll say that Clayne seems to be quite mind-reading happy. Oh, yeah, no, Gwen told us all about her mind-reading experience, didn't she?
Yes, I don't believe
Yeah.
that he has found out our ulterior motives.
Yeah. So I'll just sort of say, I won't obviously go into what the motives are.
I don't know whether it's worth saying, but it was quite straightforward to understand what the murderer was up to, even at a very low level detecting thought spell. So I think he's choosing to turn a blind eye to something.
About
I don't know what. Yeah, whether
about the
it's
scholar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just
Okay.
seemed to think that his scholar was really boring, but perhaps that was him trying to throw us off the scent.
Or the scholar is very good at throwing people off the scent.
Perhaps.
Maybe the scholar's got ways of protecting his mind. I don't know.
Either
Like
way.
closing it down, or he's learned how to block
Or perhaps.
the Arcanist.
Definitely one to watch and be wary of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or there is no scholar.
Well, we didn't.
No,
Oh.
there is no. What if there is no scholar? We didn't see them.
We didn't.
That's true.
Clayne was instrumental to catching this person, but we didn't see the scholar. The scholar could be the assassin for all we know.
Well, perhaps we need to find out if Heron knows any more about the scholar. They might know all the different
hang
scholars.
on.
They get matched up, don't they?
Yeah.
Each arcanist.
But hang
And
on.
also, Heron is a scholar himself. He might know.
He would know if Oratrix.
He would know if they really exist.
Didn't Clayne have a scholar before this one?
What?
Right. He said this scholar was new.
Yeah.
Right. So what happened to the last one?
I think he said that they just get paired
They
up
get paired up. Right.
like randomly for different jobs.
Right.
But if the scholar was the murderer, surely Clayne would have figured that out because he was able to read the murderer's mind.
Hmm.
He maybe isn't able to read his scholar's mind. I thought what you might be about to suggest is that the Arcanist was lying about even having a scholar, and he's invented a useful pretense to be able to do his dealings with the Hex.
Impossible.
Right. He's also
Because we never actually saw the scholar, did we?
No, we
No.
didn't. That's why I'm suspicious of this scholar, because we never saw them.
No. Okay, well, I mean, this is all guesswork. Maybe we shouldn't put all that in the letter. Maybe we just say
True. Let's stick to the facts.
we've had evidence that Scholar Oratrix is involved with the Hex. We have our suspicions about Clayne. He seems quite keen to get into people's minds. We don't think he found anything of interest in ours. Obviously not mentioning anything about what our mission is or anything like that in the letter because
Yep.
I'm aware that the letter is publicly viewable.
Yes, the
potentially,
vaguer the
on
better.
arrival. Yeah,
Great.
Okay.
I write that.
Yep. Probably about half an hour later, Orin, you just get Heron's voice in your head going, "Message received. Thank you for the update."
Okay, he got it. Didn't seem to want to add anything. There we go.
That's it.
I don't mind taking the first watch with Gwen.
Sure. Yeah, I'm easy.
Okay, I'm going to go to sleep now. I'm going to go to sleep now.
Some shut
I'm
up.
going to go to real sleep. My gosh, you guys have been spoiled today.
Did we save any of those carpets for our camp? Did we come back to the carpet?
Bessie's just laden with like 2 massive carpets.
I mean, that's entirely up to you guys if you want to have carried the carpets
I'll
around.
say yeah. Well, I'll say
Did we go
one.
via
They're
them once we
huge.
picked up Bessie and then we sling the carpets over the back of Bessie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than sleeping rough, yeah.
And we've got some sort of
Poor
luxury
horse.
vibe going on.
Just got this little horse with 2 massive carpets.
It's like very bohemian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got some like fancy fairy lights from somebody's magical spell.
Minor illusion
You
done.
want fairy lights? I'll tap 5 things. 5 things.
Ah.
Oh, let me tap a few more. Give me a sec. And I try to copy it, but not as well as Oren can do.
Amazing. So yeah, the boys, you all sort of lay down on the carpets. Gwendolyn and Juna, you're both up. Can you both make perception checks whilst you're keeping watch?
Oh, hello, natural 20.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
because I rolled a 7.
So that's a 22 total.
Nice.
Amazing. Yes, no, you're quite happy right the way through that there's nothing out there. At one point, you do see some like a little herd of deer moving through, and there is a brief panic. But actually, watching them, they're acting very normal.
Great.
They are very fine,
No blood around
especially
their
with a 22.
mouths.
No blood. Like they're just a
Alive
herd of deer.
animals.
alive animals acting as they would in the nighttime.
Nice.
Are you talking about anything whilst you're?
Oh my goodness, Gwendolyn, I completely forgotten all of the things that have been happening recently. Deacon, when you were frosted, when he won this game, he said to give this to you.
Oh.
And so she takes off the pearl necklace that she's been wearing since the game. He said that you might like this.
Oh,
so
that's
I
beautiful.
got to give it to you, yes.
Are you
But I lost it in amongst all of these. And she sort of like wades through some of her jangly bits.
Well, it's really quite beautiful if you're quite sure, Juna.
It doesn't really match my aesthetic, really.
Well, no, it's rather charming, and it's quite nice that it's something from Deacon. I'll put it on for now, and I recall them saying that it was worth quite a bit of money, so perhaps that might come in useful to us all later on. But yes, I'll put it on. What do you think? Does it suit me?
Oh, it really does. Yes, you look very, very mature. And I think matches what maturing you've done generally over the last few weeks.
Yes, I suppose so. Thank you, Juna. I really appreciate...
Not at all. I'm sorry I forgot about it for so long.
Oh, no, it's lovely. And the wand you gave me, and I really appreciate how much you've been looking out for me. I know there might be an overhang of still being staff to my family, but I mean it in a very genuine way, that I feel very fortunate to have you as a friend.
Juna takes Gwen's hands in hers and she says, I tell you what, me looking out for you, Gwen, has absolutely nothing to do with our history and absolutely everything to do with our future.
And Gwendolyn just smiles and squeezes her hand back. Here's to the future.
To the future. She hands her a cup of dragon barley tea.
Ooh, this one's fancy. Bit of spice to it.
The rest of your watch goes with just a pleasant conversation between the two of you. Who's taking up the next watch?
Yeah.
Enkidu alone? Or
Is that a good idea?
I can do it with you if you want, or guys.
Sure.
And Kidu and not guys.
Gaius sleeps through the night. Orin and Enkidu, both make perception checks again for the watch.
12.
I think it's a 14. Hang on, let me double check. Yep, 14.
14. So during the watch, there is a brief panic because a herd of deer it moves in the darkness. And the two of you are like, do we wake anybody up? But you decide between the two of you that they are just normal deer. Everything is fine.
Okay. I got worried there for a minute.
So did I. Don't tell the others.
Yeah, no, I think that's fine. Phew.
I got to tell you, that was close. Really close.
In the carpets and everything.
Everything. Gosh. I almost got us all killed. Again.
What?
Gosh. I keep making these rash decisions.
What?
I saw the hex, I saw red, and I thought, not again. Not again. And I felt trapped, and my go-to thing was violence. To attack them, and Blessed Juna was there to back me up, and it could have all gone wrong so easily again. I'm just weak, Orin, weak. I'm not even strong enough to succeed in my own decisions. I'm not even sure which decisions are mine.
Have you been hearing from your friends on the inside again?
I haven't spoken to them since that night. I've been too afraid.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, just remember, I guess you've got 4 people who've got your back around you. You don't have to try and run in and solve everything yourself. There's 4 other people who can, 4 other people and a mouse who can help.
And with that, Ruana scurries over and just rests herself in Enkidu's lap.
Oh. Thank you. But it's not just 4. It's 8 people. I feel the weight to survive for, to fight for. And I'm not off to a good start of being this responsible.
The hex. You said they just made you see red. Yeah?
Yeah. They're the reason I left Dram in the first place.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What happened?
Well, as I was meeting my my friends, getting to know one another, growing in reputation and power in Dram. We were taking over establishments. We were running places, establishments. But one of my friends, the Hex, had a special interest in. They appeared one day out of nowhere, and they were using them for many a dark deed. And we rescued them. My friend Light, he was very, very close to my heart. We rescued Light. They became one of us, and we killed the person who was holding them captive. This man, Asher, must have been, I don't know, like another Jericho or something. But we noticed after we killed him, the wall started closing in, and there was whispers of the Hex everywhere, all of a sudden. And we had to leave. Conveniently, we had a location. Gilgamesh told us his secret, that he's the illegitimate son of King Harish, and so we left everything behind. We had a few friends and contacts left in place in Dram, but we left the city because we didn't know where these guys were, where they were coming from. So we left.
Huh. That's when you went off to the king.
Yeah.
Man.
I thought I learnt something in that time.
Yeah.
Traveling, going to the palace, training, educating myself, and all that time after that, and the lost time I have. What do I know? What have I learnt? I just don't know anything. So lost.
I mean, I don't know, but it seems even in the last few weeks since we first met in that cave in that woods, like, I feel like you've changed even in that time.
Really?
I
don't know. Oren, excuse me for a minute. Fold my legs in, place my palms in my hand. Have Rowana could sit my hands, and then right. I'm gonna be brave for once, and then I'm gonna ask for a charisma check.
Yep, do it.
And Oren dies.
Oh gosh, it's a 7.
7. As you're sort of reaching inside of yourself, trying to connect a little more clearly to one of the other voices, there is a brief moment that you think you are heading toward that dark corner inside of you. And then you almost feel as if it is punched out of the way. And like this other heavy energy comes in behind instead, pushes its way forward. It goes, hey.
Whoa. Hey.
Hey.
Cow?
Sorry, we don't talk much.
No.
The others are smarter with that kind of thing, but...
Oh my gosh. So relieved. It's you.
Yeah. Good work with those knuckles, mate.
Really?
Yeah. God, you clocked like what? 3 or 4 people? That was great.
Oh, I thought my form was off.
I mean, it was a little bit off. I could give you pointers. But, you know, it's just nice to be out there hitting people again. So.
Well, it's not the first time with Crowl. I felt you had my back, didn't you?
I try.
You try.
I mean, I don't know. You're quite tiny. So, you know, if I can just pop up occasionally and stop someone hitting you, that's what I can do for you.
I'm swinging these fists around, and I don't know where I'm going, where it's hitting. I try to remember you as I'm swinging them around, but it's a poor imitation.
Yeah, it is actually a poor imitation.
Thanks.
That lady you're travelling with, though, she can bloody pack a punch, can't she?
Yeah, she reminds me a lot of you.
And I don't want to like push my luck, but if you could hit her,
what?
Or like not in like hit her, but like, you know, like have a little. I'd appreciate that.
Have a little.
The two of you have a little.
What? That sounds weird. That sounds with Cal. You've not. No, this is territory we've never crossed.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that can work like that, but you do it.
Oh.
I just enjoy the show. I like watching you fight. You know that.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, he knows what I'm thinking. That's weird. Okay. Well, you know, it might be good to have a new, you know. So
yeah, I mean, for that other stuff, you'll be wanting Hina. She knows more about that.
It's interesting to know where Enkidu's at with that, though.
Enkidu.
Stop trying to make your Enkidu happen.
Yeah, I could do with a new teacher.
Yeah,
I guess.
If you're getting worried about hitting things, you know I quite like it. So don't Don't beat yourself up. Beat someone else up.
What a great philosophy.
Yeah. It seems there's too many of them to hit, though. And I'm dragging all these guys down in my... Every time I miss a punch or a swing of the sword, it feels like it comes back to everyone else instead of me.
Yeah.
I just figured something out.
What?
I'm doing the right thing, aren't I? I'm going where I need to think I'm going, and I'm doubting myself. And I'm kicking myself. And you're agreeing. You're like, yeah, it's fine. You are making mistakes.
I mean, you are. You've missed quite a few punches.
Yeah. But until I get that down, I'm going to keep making them.
Well, exactly. Like, how many times have you not hit me?
A lot.
Yeah, so that's just how you do that. So, yeah. It's alright, just keep practicing, and one day you'll hit every punch. Well, you won't even then hit every punch.
True. But keep going the way I am now, and I'll improve somehow.
Yeah, if you could not take any more of those drugs, though, that made me feel weird in here.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah, it was like we couldn't hear you properly.
What?
Yeah, it was odd. Like you were really far away suddenly.
Not good.
Yeah, kind of like this. Hey, can you hear me? It sounded like you were this far away.
How did you do that?
Really, really far.
You've never done that.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Right, noted. No frosting. Got it.
Alright, so no more frosting, and if you want to go hit, what's the name?
Gwendolyn?
Gwendolyn. Yeah, do that, but like, in a fight. Like, let her punch you back.
Yeah. She'll be way better at than I am. It'll hurt.
Cool, I'll be waiting. Bye.
Right. Orin? Thank you.
That's all right.
I just wasn't listening to you properly.
Yeah, Orin, you see Enkidu sort of come out of his like little meditative pose.
I think Orin's probably been fiddling with little contraptions and stuff while he's doing that.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, question. Do we have a teapot?
Gina's got a teapot, I think.
Yeah.
A little travel teapot,
Okay,
yeah.
a little travel teapot. Just asking.
There's a chance she's left it out when she went to bed.
Make it bigger.
Orin maybe nicks the teapot. Starts playing around with it.
Cool. So the rest of the night passes by without any worry. The following morning, Juna is going to prepare breakfast, has to borrow somebody else's teapot.
I'm sure I left it here when I went to sleep.
Oh.
Maybe it's the lag of that frosting. She has like the entire caddy out. Oh look, breakfast.
Oh, the pastries.
Yeah.
But you set off the next morning, and the day it's a little bit drizzly, but by the afternoon, sort of a lot of the clouds have cleared. The sun's rolled out a little bit as you head on north. You find yourself passing through a whole series of like little patches of trees, and then you find yourself at a ridge, and you can actually, from where you are, start to see the edge of Lake Dravain itself. Quite an expansive thing, but still probably about 2 days walk away, especially having to get down from the ridge that you are. But you carry on. When it gets to about sort of 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, you hear a child screaming.
What?
And then out of one of the groups of trees on the path ahead comes barreling maybe like 8-9-year-old girl, sort of tanned human, almond eyes, short black bob. Orin, very confusing for you. She seems to be covered in quite a few different contraptions, and you're starting to spot them out, and you're like, oh, that's definitely like for armor, and it's almost like she's like got a version of your fire thrower thing strapped to one arm. But she is screaming. She tumbles out, lands on the path, jumps up, starts running towards you, screams again, and then out of the trees behind her, a molten mass of fire and water starts like bubbling away, and it seems to be slamming into the ground directly behind her, trying to catch her, and then it stands up to its full height, and it's probably about 10-15 feet high, just like sort of bipedal, this weird oozy blob, steam and smoke coming off of it, and she's running towards you, and it starts pacing after her. And that's where we'll end tonight's episode.
Oh my goodness!
Oh!
Lava monster, what?
That thing is on fire. Oh, wow.
Shows up.
Yeah.
Good job we're leveling up
and-
next to before.
I was going to say, we'll let you all level up. We'll say that happened at the end of the last rest so that you can go into this fight at level 5.
Cool.
Thank you.
You have been listening to David Knight as your Dungeon Master, Ben Galpin as Orin, Chris Watts as Gaius, Daryl Bailey as Enkidu, Grace Kelly Miller as Gwendolyn, and Vicky Gaskin as Juna. Original music by David Knight. Please tell your friends, subscribe, and follow us on all the social media. Thank you for